Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Ring Banter podcast. I'm your host, Nathan Bain, with Gabe Jones and Tyler Bain, or actually Bradley Bain.
Oh,
Sorry,
Tyler
Tyler.
Bane! Wow,
Tyler
Yikes!
is dead.
wow, what a slip up right there to begin the show.
Well, sorry. I've been trying to watch
You
AEW
had
for
a
the past
Psycho
3
Sid
days.
moment right there.
No, Tyler is at work, so he was not able to make it today, but he will be for the AEW and TNA podcast tomorrow. We're gonna start off with news. I'll let Bradley go first, and then you, Gabe, and then I'll go.
Okay.
So go ahead, Bradley.
All right, so last week we recorded and we ended the show in 5 minutes. I look on Instagram and the passing of Sabu happened. A really good ECW original. He was extreme. There was no one else like Sabu. I think he was a really great wrestler, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I never cared for him personally, but I mean, I still have major respect for every superstar that goes out there. So rest in peace,
Yeah,
Mhm.
Sabu.
that dude's sick. His ECW work was crazy.
Hmm.
I feel like I feel like he knew his time was coming up too because he did a match before this, like 3 weeks before.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like he wanted to go out in one final match.
Well, did you hear the rumors behind all that stuff? His
But
final match. Apparently, he couldn't walk 2 hours before he got out to the ring, and Joey Janela apparently drugged him up with some drugs to get him walking.
see, that's why I think he knew.
It's
Yeah.
don't know if it's true. That's just the rumor. Like I
He
think
put
even
his body on the line.
I think Joey Janela even said like we gave him a little something to help him out. So
I mean, he put his body on the line for like what 30 years.
a long time.
Like, yeah.
Body on the line, literally.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right, Gabe, you got anything?
Yeah, so I kind of want to get y'all's thoughts on the PLEs that are coming up. So between now and August 31st. Okay. So which is like 2.5 months, right? We have obviously Saturday night's main event, NXT Battleground, Worlds Collide, Money in the Bank, Night of Champions, another Saturday night's main event, SummerSlam, and Clash of Paris.
Clash of Paris.
Yeah.
It's
So
like
yeah.
Clash
So it's
of the
like Clash of
Castle.
Clan. I mean
Okay.
Clash of Clans. So stupid.
The
Anyway,
Clash of
Clash of
Clans match
Clans.
that they had at
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
Ivar.
Um, but that is a lot of PLEs in the span of, like I said, 2.5 months.
Yeah, that's
So it's like storyline wise, what are they gonna do? It's. I
yeah.
want to get y'all's thoughts on that's crazy.
I definitely think they
That's
should
too many.
slow down on the PLEs for sure because
That's too many.
look, we
Yeah.
already watch enough wrestling as it is, okay?
Yeah.
There's only so much we could take.
And the Saturday night main event is just filler. It's just all
Yeah,
filler.
Yeah.
it's just like no titles are going to change on Saturday night's main event.
Yeah.
Like it's
Wait,
just
R-Truth, he can win.
yeah, that's
He
not
can
happening,
win.
buddy.
Maybe.
Did R Truth forget that he was a bad guy and like actually feuded with John Cena and like
Like capital punishment. Yeah.
yeah. John Cena ate him so hard he forgot.
Yep.
And it didn't. Was it? When him and the Miz got arrested, was Cena involved in that match?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think wasn't it Cena and Morrison?
Something
In Hell
like
in a
that.
Cell? No, it was Hell in a
No,
Cell. I don't think it was
I
Morrison
remember
though.
Morrison and like Miz
They
and R
got
Truth
involved in
feuded.
like the steel cage and they got like arrested because of
Okay, it was
Triple
still
H was like
Cage.
the manager or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
It was
wow, that's
weird.
crazy. What else you got, game?
No, that was it for me.
That was it. Okay, well,
Yep.
Bradley had mentioned this before the podcast. Miles Osborne, that's his name, right? Is
Yeah, I
now
think so.
dating rumored Stephanie Vaquer. How? Don't know. How do they speak? Don't know.
We'll talk about that more once I get to NXT. Y'all gonna love this crap. But no
Lucky
idea.
man, that's all I say.
What, like, okay. To be so serious, he can half hear and she can barely speak English. So that don't work at all.
Maybe they know sign language. I don't know. Or
Maybe they're meant to be like that, you know?
Oh my god. Oh my
well,
goodness.
some other
Crazy.
news that I have. Braun Strowman is set to star in a show called Everything on the Menu with Braun Strowman. He's going to be eating a lot of food, but they're going to be calling him WWE legend Braun Strowman
Okay.
Okay. Could
as
say
he
alumni
eats his
there,
way
but
across America while on the road for WWE. No. Ordering everything on every menu and trying down every last bite. So, yeah, he's going to have his own TV show where he eats food.
I guess
God.
this is the only thing they can do with him. I mean, they
Yep.
could still sign him, and he could get paid for this, I guess. So,
Yeah, sure.
I
Hey, the
mean, he
best
can't
thing. Yeah.
wrestle anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's too hurt.
Mhm.
Can't be moving like that.
Um.
Oh,
Oh
God.
yeah. Well, this is for AEW. Yeah, I'll save that for
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Oh,
Um.
I'm gonna say they're having the Crockett Cup. I know it's not, it's NWA, but they're having the Crockett Cup tonight.
Oh really? We
Yeah,
watched that last year, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was fun.
That's when Kenzie is supposed to face Natalia, but Gail Kim got announced as a special guest referee.
Oh shit.
But then today she said she couldn't go, so
Oh,
it's not she's not gonna be special guest referee.
never mind.
Wow.
Well, following more bad news, Jim Ross has been diagnosed with colon cancer. His
I'm seeing
surgery
that.
has been scheduled in the next week or two. I could have said that for AEW, but Jim Ross is a huge
Yeah, he's a legend.
WWE. Yeah,
Just
Yeah,
so
one of the best commentators in WWE.
dude. How old is he? It is-
he's old.
Yeah.
But
He's
you remember
old.
also in 2021, good old JR was diagnosed with skin cancer, but he beat it. Um,
73.
yeah.
Damn.
Y'all remember Ted DiBiase Jr.?
Yes, I've heard
Believe.
of
Well,
it.
Yeah.
he was arrested in 2023 on multiple charges.
Yeah.
One count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and theft involving federal funds, 6 counts of wire fraud, 2 counts of theft concerning programs receiving federal funds, and 4 counts of money laundering. He could
Okay, so he
face up.
really is the $1 million man's son.
Yeah, well, he could face up to 45 years
Yeah.
in prison and fines totaling $1 million.
Dang.
Yeah,
His dad got that.
yeah. money, money, money.
I think that was just a character. He does that type of money.
That's pretty much all I have, though. There was nothing crazy that I seen this week. So
The fall off of him is crazy.
I seen that Cody Rhodes turned down the idea of turning heel, but that's obvious he's not going to be doing that anytime soon.
Which
So
sucks.
I mean, he might need to look into it. I know Cena's a heel right now, which I don't think that'd make a bunch of sense, but I think he needs to look into it.
I agree. I agree.
I hate generic Cody, babyface Cody.
It's not the greatest.
Yeah, his
Uh,
Well,
mic sometimes promo skills.
are we ready for Monday Night Raw?
Yep.
Let's get it.
All right. Well, Raw was in Louisville, Kentucky. Before the show starts, they pay tribute to Sabu with a picture, like they always do. And to actually start the show, CM Punk comes out and says that he is pissed off at himself. Punk mentions that this isn't the first time Paul Heyman stabbed Punk in the back. Punk
Good callback.
Huh?
A good callback.
Yeah. Punk apologizes to Jey Uso because Jey warned Punk about Paul Heyman. Punk claims that he's going to get his hands on Paul and squeezes his fat neck until his eyes pop out. And then Paul
Murder.
Heyman give murder. Then Paul Heyman interrupts with "Ladies and gentlemen," the classic Paul Heyman line. Punk yells, "Where you at?" He said, "Where you at, Penguin?" Well, fucking Paul Heyman waddles to the ring pretty much. He was like looking like he was about to run in there and like actually fight Punk, but no, he didn't. It was funny. Um, Punk says, "Wise man, whatever words you had to say, they will be your last." And then Seth Rollins' music's hit. Punk says, "You're just a song, kid. At some point, the bell has to ring." While
Oof.
Seth Rollins was coming out, which I thought that was a great line.
Yeah.
Seth says that he believes that Punk is a scum and trash for saying that Paul betrayed Punk. He blames Punk for the reason he's not champ right now. Then Punk says, "You ain't ever going to be champion as long as I'm on 2 feet," which was another good line. Seth says that Punk loves to play the victim. Then Seth says that could be arranged. He sends Breaker to the ring. Then another good line that Punk says is, "You gonna bark, little doggy, or you gonna bite?"
That was good.
All right, better chill out before he breaks him in
Yeah.
half.
Then Breaker and Seth beat up Punk, but Sammy comes out with the save. Then Seth tells Paul to hand him a chair while Punk is being held down by Breaker. But Jey Uso comes out to save them as well, and Punk and Sammy scare Breaker and Seth off with chairs of their own. So that's how that segment ends. So it's already confirmed there's a tag match coming, right?
Yeah, Saturday night's main
Yeah.
event.
Yeah. Okay. I like that segment. It was good. Punk had a lot of great lines, like always. I mean, Paul Heyman. I mean those guys that were in that segment are some of the best right now in wrestling.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So next up, we have Penta versus Chad Gable with Ivy Nile ringside. Pat McAfee comes out to join Michael Cole at commentary. He noted he was showing his eyeball. Gunther had like popped a vessel in his eyeball. But it was just kind of weird. Pat McAfee just like showing up like 20 minutes into the show.
Yeah.
I guess they were trying to sell that he got
Yeah,
his butt whooped, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
Pinto went for a dive to the outside of the ring, but Gable caught him with a diving headbutt, which was pretty cool. Like he caught him in midair with a headbutt while Pinto was doing like a suicide dive out the ring. It was pretty cool. Then he yells, "Lucha Libre sucks," which was funny. Chad Gable went for another diving headbutt, but Penta super kicked him. Penta went for the Penta driver, but Gable pushed him. Penta went for a springboard move, but got caught with a beautiful German bridge suplex. Then Gable goes for a flying headbutt off the top rope, but Penta hit a code breaker, which was pretty cool. And they actually called it the code breaker, so could Jericho come back?
I hope so for the game at least.
Yeah.
For
Penta
God's
went.
sakes, no.
Yeah, he's too old. He's too old. Penta went for the sacrifice, which is that move where he does the Ciro Miro and pulls her
Okay.
arm back. But Gable countered with the ankle lock, like he maneuvered
Mhm.
around and put him in the ankle lock, which was pretty good. Gable puts Penta on the top rope, talks shit, and then Penta does a Zero Miro, pushes Gable off the rope, and then does the Panama Sunrise, pretty much like Adam
Yeah.
Cole used to do.
His destroyer.
But
Yeah.
like Gable whenever Penta pushed him off, Gable like moonsaulted, and then it was like a Panama Sunrise, which was wild.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, so he won with the Mexican Destroyer for the win. Good
Oh,
match.
Cable sold it too. He like it
Yeah,
looked like
yeah. The way he sold the Mexican Destroyer was wild.
Yeah.
Why didn't Americano come out and save him?
Exactly. Yeah.
Chad Gable was they're like buddy
I
buddy
think
apparently now.
Americano's like hurt right now. I think he's
Oh,
Ah.
is he?
right. Yeah.
Makes sense.
He's sick.
Mm,
he's sick, yeah.
he had the flu
Mhm.
that week. Roxanne and Julia have a backstage promo, and they say the future starts tonight. Then there's a batch. This was terrible to me. This was a backstage segment with the Judgment Day. Dom
Okay.
doesn't know how time zones work.
Yeah, because he said how Liv didn't text him or at a certain time or something. I was like, bro.
He's been out of the country before at pay-per-views.
And he tells Finn that he would have lost without El Grande's help. But Finn says he's starting to sound like Damien and Rhea. It says he's going to take care of AJ, and the Judgment Day do like a terrible job trying to explain the time zone to Dominic. They get like a skeleton and they're just like.
Oh goodness.
Anyways, next up, the New Day joins commentary for the War Raiders versus American Made match. Before the match actually started, there was a backstage segment with Punk and Sammy. Sammy asked Punk if we are good, and Punk says, I don't know because I'm having a hard time trusting anyone. And Sammy understands, but he had a hard time trusting Punk at War Games. Great point. But eventually they agree to team up for Saturday night's main event. So they'll be fighting Seth Rollins and Breaker. War Raiders versus American Made. Julius Creed did a nice suplex on the outside to Eric. Seems like the fans are actually like getting behind the War Raiders this match because they came back from commercial break and all the fans were doing the war, 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 which I'm glad because I like the War Raiders personally. Julius Creed did a superplex off the top rope to Ivar. Then as soon as that happened, Brutus Creed did a moonsault, which was pretty nice. But at the end, New Day gets involved and the Creeds hit the Brutus ball, which is a shitty finisher.
I hate that
Oh
finisher.
my god. On
He
on
barely hit it too.
yeah,
That's
it
a big
was like
dude.
I don't know. I think it's terrible, but they hit the Brutus ball and Ivor for the win, so New Day cheated. Backstage segment with Rollins and Breaker and Paul Heyman. Rollins tells Braun Breaker, "I bet they feel like they've got one up on us. I bet they feel like they got us beat. Well, they have no idea what's coming. So teasing a third man, maybe.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
might be.
Well, then Seth Rollins whispers something into Braun's ear. We find out what he whispered into his ear, and Heyman was staring at the both of them like he wanted to fuck.
Paul always wants to fuck his clients. It looks like.
Yeah, that dude, he does that so much. I feel like he just starts staring.
He was like, "Yes."
Oh, he always did that to Roman. He was like,
Please, yeah, please.
Next up, well, do y'all think that was like teasing a third man or?
yeah.
I feel like if they want Saturday Night's main event to feel important, they have to do something important. So that would be the big thing. Would be hopefully it is.
Yeah. Who do y'all think it would be? I think Ethan Page is
I
perfect.
couldn't tell you, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind Austin Theory because I think it will save his career.
Yeah.
I think it would.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Austin Theory, yeah, but I feel like they're so far from that. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like he's
if
doing
he
his
does,
own
then
thing with fucking Grayson Waller right now.
Yeah,
They've been teasing
yeah.
that breakup for fucking ever, and they still haven't done it. So, anyways, Jey Uso comes out next. He picks up a kid, and yeets all over him.
Oh, traumatized. Traumatized.
Yeah, he picked up the kid. That
Yeet.
was a good moment for the kid, so that was cool. Pat McAfee makes fun of Cole because he can't yeet as long as everybody else could in that arena. Michael Cole had to take a break from yeeting.
Have performance issues, I guess. But
Well, Jey Uso finally speaks at their long entrance and promises to beat Logan at Saturday night's main event, but Gunther interrupts, and at that point I was like, no, why are we doing this again? How many
I don't want
times are we going to see this match?
Like, even for the Intercontinental Championship, these guys are faced
Yes.
off. It seems like so much.
Exactly.
I think this will be their 5th time fighting.
It's just because you
Mhm.
know Jay is gonna beat Logan at Saturday
Yeah.
night's
At
main
that
event.
point, yeah.
But anyways, Gunther
It could be a
interrupts.
triple threat
It could
sooner.
be. That might be a little
Yeah.
bit more interesting if they do it that
Yeah.
way. I would be actually interested if they did do it in a triple threat because I'm tired of seeing Gunther and Jay 1-on-1.
But this match is not happening. It's happening on a Raw, not
Yes.
a pay per view.
Yeah, it's the Raw after Money in the Bank, right?
Yeah, which makes me believe possibly a cash in. That's what I think is going to happen. To make Raw more interesting and like to get more viewership, I think so.
Yeah, but I want Money in the Bank winners to hold it longer. But yeah, I mean it's possible. Yeah.
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 Well, Jay, what's his name? Gunther interrupts, and he says to Jay, "This is the first time we ran across each other since that moment." And Jay had a good line. Says, "You mean the since I tapped you out?" Uh,
Mhm.
Gunther tells Jay that being a champion is unnatural to you, but it wasn't unnatural to Gunther. Gunther
Mhm.
says he's going to put Jay in his place. Then Jay says he is in his place. He's the champ, and he's going to beat the YouTuber. And then Tyler's not here, so Bradley, could you say Jay Uso's
Oh,
4 letters, 1 word.
he does a pre-eat.
Yeah, before he actually eats. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's
Uh,
great.
all right, next up we have a Io Sky video package, and she says no one is taking her title from her. She also said some other stuff, but it was going so fast I couldn't keep up. So I was in the car while watching it. So then we have a Sabu slideshow with "Thank You Sabu" chants. Pretty nice moment right there. Um, then there was a backstage segment with Ludwig, and see you later, Ludwig. We don't care what you have to say, because that we hear
they're
some
done with him, I
banging.
think.
Yeah, we hear some banging, and Braun Breaker attacked Jey Uso. So that's when we found out what Seth told Braun Breaker.
Mm.
Um, next up is Finn Balor with Carlito and JD McDonough versus AJ Styles. AJ went for the Styles Clash, but JD hops on the apron. Then Finn Balor rolls AJ up, but he kicks out. Styles does a superplex to Finn off the top rope, which looked pretty painful. Finn went for a Pele kick, but was caught with a calf crusher, which I thought that was pretty nice. Balor goes for his finish, but Styles moves and puts him back in the calf crusher. So he's like just kept attacking that same leg that was already hurt. Then it was rolled through, and then like when they were rolling, Styles like picking up and just hit like a really quick Styles clash.
That was cool.
I thought Finn like was about to break his neck the way like his head was like tilting down, like that one
Mhm.
guy in TNA. Yeah. Um, kicked out, and then he goes for another, but Carlito hops on the apron, and JD grabs Styles' hair from behind, but Styles hits him, and Carlito goes for and he hits Carlito as well. Then he goes for the phenomenal forearm, but Balor hits the 1916, but AJ kicks out. I really thought he was going to win with the 1916 there for some reason. Like, they
Ooh.
actually had me. I haven't seen that move in a while either.
Finn Balor winning Matt? That's fun.
Well, after that, Penta comes out to beat up Carlito and JD. He does a Mexican Destroyer on Carlito on the outside, which was nice. Then after that, AJ hits the phenomenal forearm for the win. So
Serious
easy.
question. Who has more losses, Finn Balor or Shinsuke Nakamura?
Finn Balor for
I mean, it's
sure.
Finn Balor,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
because I've read something. He's only won 2 matches, like singles, in
really.
like the past year or two.
Finn Balor?
Yeah.
That's wild. Okay, next was a terrible Becky Lynch promo. I thought this was terrible. Um, I literally put next is a Becky Lynch promo, and it was like a John Cena promo, but terrible.
Mhm.
She says the fans manipulated her, and she calls the fans failures. Nothing too special here. Just a
did
typical
she talk?
bad guy promo.
Did she talk about Lyra any? Or
I think
I know her
so,
loss, but like for the future, like, do you think they're gonna have a future match?
for sure. Because I mean, she
Oh,
He's
attacked
going to
her.
take the title off, so I
I
think.
don't even think she mentioned Lyra. I think she was just talking shit about the fans.
He'll probably be in Money in the Bank forever.
Next up, we have this is funny. A Rusev video package. He says he doesn't want to hurt, but he would rather them fall to his hands than fall to the abyss. And I put the abyss means released. So Rusev is going to keep jobbers from losing their jobs.
Mhm. They're on lifelines, and Ruse's trying to save them.
Yeah. So is he really the bad guy here?
I don't
Is he
think so.
really the bad guy?
He's
Wow.
keeping their job for them.
All right. Next up, we're in like Adam Pearce's office. Akira Tozawa wants Rusev, but he's not cleared for some reason. And Sheamus says he wants a match with Grayson Waller next week. So next Raw we'll have Sheamus versus Grayson Waller. It's finally main event time. Roxanne and Julia versus Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. You know, this match was alright. It wasn't too special to me. Roxanne hit a cheap shot. Io, I fucked that up. I was watching this in the car, so forgive me. Rhea threw her into the ring, and then Io went for a tag, but Roxanne grabbed Rhea's legs and took her off the apron. Rhea went for a razor's edge off the top rope. I thought she was actually going to hit it because before that she actually hit the razor's edge, which looked nice. But Rhea counters with a Hurricanrana. Roxanne hits uppercuts in the corner and goes for another one, but Ripley hits a nice front slam. Sky hits a missile drop kick and does her pose where there. Fuck, I messed this up. Oh, there was an awkward spot where Rhea Ripley like threw Io, like was trying to use Io as like a human body
Battering
missile.
ram.
Yeah, like a dog. But it was just awkward. Like it didn't land really. Where am I? Julia does a butterfly suplex to Io off the top rope. Julia does what I think is a brainbuster. It looked kind of weird. I think it was a brainbuster, but it looked weird. And then Rhea breaks a pin. Roxanne accidentally takes out Julia, and Rhea hits the Riptide on Julia for the win. After the match, Rhea holds up Io's hand but stares at her title to end Raw. And I know a lot of people were pissed because Rhea pinned Julia, but in reality,
I mean, yeah, but like, I do think if this was supposed to be a tag team, it's not now, I guess. But that they should have picked up the win because Rhea and Io are like still like hinting at a match. So why not
Yeah.
build up something and let the new people win a match because they
Yeah.
haven't won anything since they come up. So I
I
feel
don't
like
really
they should have
think.
just
Are they
given the win.
officially called in though? Like, are they officially called up?
Julia is.
Yeah, Julia, she's on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, she was a big thing in I think New Japan or something like that.
Yeah, Stardom or whichever one
Mhm.
she was in.
But yeah, that was end of Raw. I mean, I think the show started out strong, but you know, there towards the end, it wasn't really that great. So
Yeah.
Typical
just an
Raw.
average Raw. Yeah. All right. Well, you can go on with NXT, Gabe.
All right. So obviously they're in Orlando, Florida, like they always are today. So no quarter catch crew, which is Charlie Dempsey, Miles Osborne,
Ren
was it?
Sinclair.
Yeah, and the other guy, man, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
So basically they're just out there because Miles won the Battle Royal last week, and he's trying to talk. No, I'm playing. Um, okay, he's talking,
You going to hell?
and you know he says he's like, you know, he talks about his disability, and he's like, I'm gonna shock the world by beating over Femi, and Charlie Dempsey's in the back being a hater, looking at him wild. Charlie Dempsey's he's been just hating on him this entire time. I think after the Battle Royal, Charlie was like, oh, so I'm facing Opa. And I was like, what? Like, I won, not you. So, you know, who knows what they're doing with them. So All Ego comes out after that, Ethan Page, and, you know, he's like, oh, I should have won. I should have won. This should have won. The crowd is funny. They're like, Miles can't hear you.
Oh my.
Hey, and I'm like, okay, I know they're saying that's for Miles, but like, really?
That's messed up on their end too.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh, that's funny.
And then the crowd kept going because Ethan was like, "Yeah, you couldn't, um, you can't beat Oba, and the crowd's like, you didn't beat him either. And
Yeah.
I love the NXT crowds. It's so
Yeah.
great. So,
Nice.
at the end of that, basically, it's later in the night. It's gonna be Ethan Page and Miles for the number one contendership for the NXT Championship. So I'm like, that battle royal meant nothing. Great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then Ava comes out and she's like, "Oh, Charlie, you have a match," and it's against Oba Femi
Oh,
that they announced
shit.
last week. Booker T's over there like, "No bread, no water, just
Just
me."
me.
I love that. Oh my god. Oh,
Booker Trumps
Just
again.
me. Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. He's conflicted between Stephanie back here and that.
and
Stephanie back here and Oba and Femi.
Yeah, in the same room. Oh no.
What do I do?
oh, that's great. Oh man. Oh, so Oba and Charlie had a really good match. I think Charlie's great. Like he's a great like
He was
technical
son of William
wrestler.
Regal.
He is William Regal's
Yeah.
son.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's great at that. Oba hit a flying European uppercut.
Ooh.
And almost threw up. That was disgusting. I thought Charlie died.
Oh my god.
So, but yeah, that match wasn't long at all. That was basically almost like a glorified squash match, except for a couple spots. And obviously Oba won.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Tatum Paxley is backstage, and I like what they're doing with her. So, what? No.
Shucky ducky.
So she was with Gigi, like her and Gigi were a
Yeah.
tag team, but since Gigi got released, she's backstage saying, "I lost everyone," and which makes sense, which is cool. So she gets confronted by Thea Hale and what is her name? It's almost like the ninja. Oh, what's her name? She was in a love story with Shotzi the Adonis. But anyway,
Izzy Dane? Is that what it is?
no. Anyway,
It don't matter.
yeah, they got confronted by her. So apparently, Thea Hale is gonna face Tatum Paxley later in the night. This card, it seems like like almost all of it wasn't announced, and they're just kind of going in the show and announcing things later for in the show, which I
Yeah.
thought was interesting. Then we had Tony D'Angelo face Wesley. Well, before they did that, All Ego and Ricky Saints were backstage, which I think they're, I guess, running with that from AEW, which I think is smart.
Yeah.
So we don't know. They keep throwing jabs back and forth with each other, so
They already fought
that's
though, right?
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stand and
Yeah,
Deliver.
well, might be doing it again. Who knows?
I mean, it was not a bad match, so I really don't mind it. So
Yeah. West. So towards the end of Tony D'Angelo and Wesley, it's pretty decent match. Wesley tries the cardiac kick, but almost lands on his head because Tony D'Angelo was supposed to spear him, and it looked nasty.
oh,
And he kind of like did spear him, but it was bad.
botched.
Yeah. I'm thinking like, oh, all these spots with the spears. We talked about Moose and the Ultimate X spear.
Yeah.
It's like, why can't we time that better? Even if it looks like a spine buster almost. Catch your guy before they
Yeah.
break the neck.
Exactly.
Question: why is everybody using the spear though?
Yeah. True.
That's another great point.
Yeah.
I mean, especially Tony D'Angelo, because I'm like,
Like he does not need it.
What is okay? My question to you, Gabe, since you watch NXT more than we do, could you see Tony D'Angelo having this character on the main roster?
Because I watched The Sopranos, and this is a
Yeah.
complete ripoff. Every character is a complete ripoff of the
It
show,
is.
and they do
But
it
it's a
more
bad-
shitty.
Yeah, I was about to say it's a bad ripoff.
Yeah, like The Sopranos is my favorite show, and I just finished watching it, and it's a mockery of it to me.
It is. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. I don't know. I mean, if he's not doing that, then he got nothing. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what
Yeah.
he can do on the main roster.
Mhm.
because he's been this character for a while now. So
I just don't see that character being on the main roster.
No.
I don't know. Hey, he gonna get released then. Like I don't
Yeah,
know what.
Yeah, I think
which
I
is
think he'll
crazy.
get waxed. He'll get waxed.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
gonna be sleeping with the fishes.
Mhm. Yeah.
So he's in a rivalry with Stacks because
Yeah,
of the stuff that happened at Stand and Deliver. So
yeah.
Stacks came on the screen and apparently he said he had Rizzo in a house that's like wherever. So Tony D'Angelo got distracted and Wesley kind of rolled him up, won the match, and then after Tony D'Angelo ran out there, I guess trying to go get Rizzo, I guess. So I'm like, all
She
right,
was
so we
near,
have
I guess.
um OTM had a little vignette which shocked me because I'm like, where have y'all? Jada Parker is a big star over there, and she was a part of OTM, something like. But apparently, I heard they were injured, so that's why they haven't been there. So I'm like, okay, I guess they're looking to make a return.
Yeah.
Uh, which I think tag team division kind of needs it.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, Stephanie Valkyrie came out
Oh yeah, man.
Mhm.
He was
to
like,
her
yeah,
promo.
yeah, yeah. Like he was Tama Tonga, dude.
I do not blame him. So
Oh my god, that was so funny.
Yeah.
Oh wait, wait. Oh, we're gonna get to the main event because he was bugging. Um, so she was talking, and I kind of understood what she was saying, but she said something, to where the crowd can kind of pop, and they sat there in silence for a good 3 seconds. The most awkward thing I've ever seen
she
in
was like,
my life.
Yeah, she's just looking at her.
And then they started to cheer. Like again, 3 seconds later, I'm like, it's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late. Cause she sat there, didn't speak. I was like, oh my god,
That's awkward.
no. And they didn't
and then they're
understand what
like,
she was
yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Um, Fallon, JC, and Jordan Grace came out there, all in
Yeah.
doing their thing. What was fun to me though is Fallon and JC were just ripping Jordan Grace for some reason. And Stephanie Valkyrie was just agreeing with everything that they were saying. I'm
Uh,
like, wait, you're supposed to be a face?
You're acting like a heel. You're just picking on this
she's a
lady.
stupid bitch. Yep.
Now they're supposed to face each other at Battleground, so I
Yeah.
kind of get it. But like that was weird. She was just, I mean, that was crazy.
Agree with the heels. That's funny.
They announced a tag team match. Also, I was gonna speak on this. Why is that the formula that they always run with? Champion, challenger, tag team
Yeah.
against like
And
another.
they just did this. Well, I mean, Rhea and Io, obviously, they're going to fight again.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
They've always done this though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cody and Brock.
Yeah.
That was an angle,
Cena
though. That
Orton
was an
many
angle.
times. Cena Orton had to fight the whole Raw roster at one
Oh,
point,
yeah. That
which
was,
was stupid.
No. That's cool. I'll accept that because I mean it's interesting.
It was
Hangman and Will Ospreay.
so Cena and Orton can take on the one gorilla, right?
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Took on the entire one gorilla. Yeah, they're still getting jacked up. Oh, no quarter catch crew was backstage, about to get ready for Miles and his match against Ethan Page. Charlie was selling the mess out of him getting beat up by Obafemi because he was out there gone. He was back there just out of it, and his, tried to pretend like he was Lim, which I thought was cool. LFG finalists. Are y'all watching LFG or no?
I see clips. Like, I try to keep up with it like that. But
Okay, I like it. I've watched the entire season. But Xena Sterling and Tyra May Steele were backstage with Undertaker and Bubba Ray Dudley. The women's division just kind of came out and being intimidated by two women who aren't on TV, but they were just like, "Oh, you're not gonna take our spot," and if
what
whoever one of y'all
spot?
get an NXT contract, or I'm like, okay.
They'll be on Level Up or wherever.
Yeah, level up.
or Evolve. Yeah, one of
Yeah,
them.
well,
It's interesting to me. So then Miles and Ethan have their match. This match was terrible.
Oh,
I hated
really?
this. It was slow.
I seen the ending, which was weird. I'll let you get to
He
it.
was he was trying to hit that drop kick the entire match. So I'm thinking, okay, is your finisher a drop kick? like
Don't
you
get me
can't
it,
hit
wrong,
it,
it's a
don't hit
nice
it.
drop kick,
it's a
but
nice job.
come on,
Oh,
that's the same thing with those stupid fucking clotheslines that
yeah.
Okada and
Hey,
Ricochet do. Like, get a better finisher. Okay, I'll let you. This is your segment. So.
no, dude, no.
Wait,
If
his
you saw it,
finisher
go
is a
ahead.
drop kick?
Huh?
That's what he finished the match with. It was a drop kick and then
Into a
basically
roll
like a
up.
jackknife roll up type
Yeah.
thing. And I'm like, I'm like, huh?
That
But
And I'm
makes
that
you
like,
ain't
look
gonna
real
beat Oba
strong.
Femi.
Yeah, I was about to say that makes you real
Yeah.
strong against Obafemi. Like,
exactly. So a drop kick roll up's gonna beat Obafemi, the guy that's been NXT champion for about six. Oh, actually, he's been like 8 months or so.
Yeah, 8 months, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm like, okay, so well, I mean, did we didn't think he was gonna beat Oba, but at
mhm.
least look kind of strong.
Yeah.
They're trying to make him a star, I know that now.
I
Miles
love
Osborne.
Obafemi. He's
Yeah,
literally like the greatest thing on NXT right now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um,
And Ethan Page.
yeah, I like Ethan too.
which they needed because I mean, Trick it could be getting caught up soon. I
Yeah.
mean, guys are
I'm
could be
excited for
rolling
Trick and
out.
Joe Hendry. I'm excited for that match.
Hmm.
That match would be great. Javon Evans and Ashante the Adonis were backstage, and so Sean Legacy, which was a guy that's in Evolve, and he was in the Battle Royal last week. He called out Javon Evans on X,
Oh
and
shit.
Javon was looking at it. He was like, "Man, that's kind of cool, man." And I guess Sean Legacy used to be in the Indies as well
Hmm.
before he got to WWE. And so he's like, "Man, I think I should face him." And Ashante the Adonis was like, "Why would you face that guy?" He's like no worth of your time and this and this. And
Damn.
they start roasting each other. Um, and Ricky Saints was backstage and was like, "Huh, that's an interesting match. How about Javon and Legacy face each other, and the winner will get me for the North American
Mm.
Championship." So that was cool. But at the end of the night, when they announced it, I guess they added Ashanti the Adonis in the match. So I guess it'll be a triple threat match, and I'm assuming the winner will get Ricky Saints.
I feel like
Um,
somehow Ashante's gonna win that match.
Please, God, no.
Yes, God no, please, please.
Why
But
is
you
he
can
like,
released?
why
you
else
can
would
have
he
Sean
be
Legacy
in
win.
there?
I know to take a pin,
I feel
pop,
like it
maybe
would be the
hopefully.
Sean Legacy guy to take the pin.
No, they would. They if this guy's a star in Evolve or whatever, they're going to want to protect him.
Yeah, but it's Evolve.
Well, wait.
I know.
It's
Nikita
a-
Lyons got sent down there.
and she's been
Yeah.
everywhere but NXT TV, even
I
in
kind of
TNA. But
wish
anyway,
Ricky Saints would do like open challenges like John Cena would with the
Yeah.
North American champion. That'd be nice.
Nobody's
yeah,
done that though, except for Seth. Besides, when he never had the Intercontinental title.
Hmm.
yeah. I think people need to start doing that more. It gives WWE a good little cop out to just kind of
Yeah,
have good matches, but not necessarily a storyline,
yeah.
Mhm.
which was good. So Thea Hale and Tatum Paxley have their match from backstage. Um, so Tony D'Angelo finally got to the house he was supposed to get to,
Okay,
and Stax attacks him with pretty sure it was like a pipe or something.
okay.
Which I'm like, well, yeah,
Let me
he
get.
just gets out the car, Stax is right there, beats him up. So they're gonna have a match at Battleground.
Did he get whacked badly?
Um,
Woke up this morning, got
Got some
some
gabagoo.
gabagool.
love it. They're both gonna come out to that
I'm gonna
song.
whack Christopher. I'm gonna whack Christopher. That's exactly what happens in the show too. They're trying to copy that storyline so bad.
Are they called underbosses and all that too?
Yes, and the sit downs they have, it's literally in the show. This
Hey,
was Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon made Tony D'Angelo because
Forget
he
about
loves
it.
the mafia thing.
He probably did. He probably told Triple H, "Hey, go ahead, make it."
I watched The Sopranos. We need to have that.
Oh God.
Oh my god. Yeah, and obviously they didn't show Rizzo, so she wasn't there. It was just a thing to get him there. Yeah, Thea Hale and Tatum Paxi. That was a really I enjoyed that match. I really did. Thea Hale could really wrestle.
Yeah.
I think she's really great at wrestling. Um, they did some. Oh, so Thea Hale was like bent over or whatever. Tatum Paxi did like a front flip leg drop, not from the top rope, just like off the ropes, and then hit a front flip leg drop, which was that was cool.
Yeah.
She can use that as a finisher. That'll be sick.
Mm.
So at the end, Thea Hale had Tatum Paxi in a Kimura lock, and Tatum Paxi dug out Thea Hale's eye, and the ref called DQ.
Well, I see that
I mean,
on Instagram. I seen that spot, and it wasn't even like on her eye. Or Tatum Paxley had her hand like just like this, and then I was like, ah!
They never done this before. What they always rate the eyes, and they never call a DQ.
I don't even
So
know.
Thea Hale won the match.
By DQ, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Jada Parker, Kalani Jordan, Sol Ruka, and Zarya were backstage. And Sol Ruka and Zarya are doing their thing. Zarya is starting to turn more heelish, more aggressive in her matches and backstage and all. So Sol Ruka was like, okay, yeah. So Zarya and Kalani are gonna face each other next week. If Kalani wins, then she'll get a shot at Soruka's North American Championship. So Zarya was like, why? Like, why are you just giving out? Even though it wasn't give out, she has to beat you to, like, you're saying that you have to beat you to get the match.
He has
She's
to
like,
earn
why?
it.
Yeah. She's like, why are you just giving out matches and stuff like that? I think Zarya is taking the title off Soruka,
Oh, really?
personally.
I wish it
Yeah.
was Jada Parker, but
I think Jada
Yeah.
will be going for the main title here soon.
yeah,
So.
I hope so.
Yeah, and then Trick Williams and Joe Hendry sit down and have their contract for the match. Trick as a heel, that needs to be where he's at. I'm sorry, that
Really?
dude
Yeah, I
is
agree.
so good. That dude is so good as a heel.
Trick can play both, though.
Yeah, but I just think his promos are just a lot better as a heel.
He's
how
a
I feel
better
about
heel
Jey
than
Uso.
Carmella Hayes.
Yeah. Trick, Joe was like, you keep complaining on things getting handed out to you or not getting handed to you, and you just complain. And then Trick was like, well, I know you got handed 3-minute butt whooping by Randy Orton.
Damn.
I'm so
Hey, he went to WrestleMania, though.
That's true.
Yeah, he went to WrestleMania.
Joe talks about making TNA even bigger than it was because it was bad. Probably like a year and a half ago, and TNA really wasn't that big. But Joe Hendry's the reason for that, and he's saying that Trick Williams has one opportunity left at Gold because he can't get back to NXT title, and then he had to go over to TNA to mess with Joe just to get a world title match, which I thought was true. Which I think, because what does Trick Williams do from here? Probably go to the main roster, but
Yeah.
still, as far as TNA and NXT go, yep, and they insults back and forth, which was nothing too crazy, and they signed the contract, get ready for Battleground.
Mm.
Hank and Tank were backstage, which
Like,
they're
Oh,
okay, but I
oh
don't know.
no.
that's the team that beat Fraxium's reign, by the way.
Oh,
know.
oh.
Not the Hardy Boys. Thank you.
They're better than the Hardys. They're Hank and Tank.
And look, I get Fraxium had to lose, and they're building new stars in NXT. So
Yeah.
because they're newer, like they barely been on the roster. They're backstage with Sean Spears and Josh Briggs. And Sean Spears is like, dude, you're a cancer, because his partner, the guy that was from Japan,
Yeah, he's going
he
back.
left. Yeah, he left last week. He's like, I'm going back to Japan. I'm sorry to disappoint you. And Josh Briggs was sad about that because I think him and they were both like really good friends. I think from Josh Briggs' previous. I think Josh Briggs used to be in New Japan. I think
Oh.
something like that.
I have no idea.
Yeah. So Sean Spears was calling him a cancer. And he can't keep any friends, and he's everything like that. So
Gotcha.
then the Chase U has a new tag team. Don't ask me their name. I have no idea.
You're not that big of a
Oh.
mark.
Nope.
They're like preppy boys. They're annoying to me. I don't know if they can wrestle because I think this is going to be their first match, maybe other than the battle royal. So they're facing OTM. So OTM is going to make their return next week against them. OTM should tear them up. Um,
Okay.
Andre Trace was there. He looked good. He looks, I don't know if he's going to get back in any wrestling soon, but I don't know. It was weird. It's like they took away Chase U, but then it's back,
Yeah.
and that kind of threw me off a little
They
bit.
did this like twice now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
And like that's the thing. Can this work on the main roster? Because that's Andre Chase's character,
Yeah.
So it's like,
look what's happened to the two members. They got released. Riley Osborne and the other dude,
Duke
Duke Hudson
Hudson.
or whatever. Yeah,
yeah.
they got released.
Thea Hill was
Well,
part of that, right?
Yeah.
But she should just branch out and do her own thing
Yeah,
because she's
'cause
actually good.
she's bigger than that. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, that was great. And then we get to our main event, which is Fatal Influence facing Jordan Grace and Stephanie Vicarious. So when they're making their entrances, Booker T. So who's this guy? Who's he on commentary with? Is it
Vic
crap?
Joseph.
Big Joseph.
Vic Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vic Joseph. I can't remember his first name. He's like, "Are you good over there?" Booker T's over there fanning himself off, and then Booker proceeds to go, "I have to get it all out my system, or it's all in my system." I said, "Bro, you have to chill.
No water, all bread, all ass.
They're just gonna pan the Booker T and he's sweaty. It's just
Shucky ducky quack quack.
Oh my god!" And I think
that's an order attack.
I was like, "Dude, you have to stop."
Charmel.
It's like I saw someone was like, "I know he's sleeping on the couch after Tuesday night."
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh,
Carmel's like, he never does this with me for some reason.
You ugly bitch.
hey, remember Kane chokeslammed her multiple times in her storyline back in the day. Booker didn't give a crap. Apparently, he was just
Yeah.
running.
And Boogeyman got her some worms in her mouth.
Mm-hmm. God.
Oh god, that's great. So I mean, this match again, it's champion challenger racing two heel teams. It's pretty much what it was, but they're running with the storyline. I never understood this either, where Jordan wants Stephanie to be 100%,
Yeah.
even though I get you're a face, but like you're trying to challenge her for the championship. You want to take her championship, no?
Yeah.
Like,
Hasn't Cody Rhodes done that a few times too? Where he's like, "Yeah, I want you to be 100%."
Goody two shoes.
in the match, JC Jane and Fallon Henley went for their finisher, almost like DIY's finisher, was like knee to the back of the head, knee to the face. So Stephanie Vicarious is about to take it, and Jordan Grace runs in there, pushes her out the way, and takes it herself. I'm like, okay, because that makes
She
sense.
wants her to be 100%.
Yeah. She proceeds to kick out of that and then get right back up, and while Stephanie's on the ground, beat both of them up and hits them with her driver and win the match like that.
Okay.
So
Wow.
I'm like, that was an interesting way to finish that match. But Stephanie Valkyrie basically got her butt whooped almost this entire match by them, and then like I said, that Jordan Grace spot happened.
Wow.
Um, and before the show ended, Ethan Page attacked Ricky Saints backstage, hit him up against the door and all that. So I don't think they're gonna do that at Battleground. They might, maybe, but yeah, that ended off NXT.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
Bradley's got SmackDown.
So I didn't watch the show really, but I got some notes from it. But I mainly covered it mainly.
Okay.
So we start off SmackDown's in Greensboro, North Carolina, and the show opens with Solo and Jacob Fatu welcoming Jeff Cobb, but now has a new name. JC Mateo. Wow.
Okay.
I-
Why can't they just call him Jeff Cobb?
Guess
You
they
know how
don't like.
WWE is.
Yeah.
They change names to have trademarks over them. You know,
But Jacob Fatu kept his name.
hey, I don't know.
I don't know.
Tamatonga and Tongaloa, they kept their name.
Hey,
Mhm.
look.
I don't know.
No corn on the cob, I
But
guess, but
Jeff Cobby's corned a long way.
okay. Solo said Roman ruined everything, so he's going to the Roman thing, pointing
Oh
that
God.
out again. So he's going back to his old character again. He's
Yeah.
trying to take it back, and the only way to do that is to win Money in the Bank. Solo tries to say Jacob's catchphrases, but Jacob little bros him. He's like,
Yar,
shut the fuck up.
mommy.
Oh yeah.
And takes the mic. Jacob basically says, y'all fuck off and let me do my own thing. Slowly turning face. Then Solo interrupts the y'all know what I mean. Like, he just tries to do it, and they're
Yeah.
Yeah,
crowd
He's
cheering.
like, yeah,
I saw that.
mommy.
Yeah. Solo says that he loves Jacob, but Solo wants Fatu to scream, I love you, Solo. But I don't know why. I guess that's Solo's kink, I guess, but
It gets Solo off.
yeah. Jacob says it in like a depressed way. Then Solo demands that he means it, but then LA Knight interrupts. A brawl commences to end that segment.
Okay.
So LA Knight is still feuding with
Feuding
him.
with him.
Yeah, he can't get
He's got
away
to
from the
have something to
bloodline.
do, so.
Yeah.
Jesus Lord.
Okay, we cut to backstage. Meechin and B-Fab, that tag team,
What?
cut a promo. B-Fab hyping her up to win this qualifier match for Money in the Bank, and she says we should go after the tag titles. Then Chelsea and her Secret Service shows up. She says she's gonna win the qualifying match. Then Alexa Bliss appears and just stares and leaves. Thanks, Alexa. And then BFAB says the Secret Service is banned from ringside, so I guess she just has this
Chelsea
authoritative
Green.
power.
Yeah, B-Fab is the general manager of SmackDown.
Yeah.
They called us
yeah,
the week off.
yeah. But Chelsea messed up here. She said the Secret Hervis.
No. The Secret Service in the Hurt Business, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Secret Hervis. I don't think that's right, Chelsea.
Oh
All
God.
right, so
Well,
we
maybe
do
because
have
they're
that.
all females. Her fist.
Oh,
Did she do that on purpose? No way.
why, Nathan? Why did you have to say that?
Right.
It's like awesome.
Yeah, it's like that.
Okay, Chelsea Green versus Meechin versus Alexa Bliss, Money in the Bank qualifying match. This match, I didn't see most of it. And only really towards the end. Chelsea tries to hit the unprettier on Meechin, but hits Eat the Feet on Chelsea
Mm,
and
eat
almost
my
wins,
feet.
but Alexa breaks it up, thankfully.
Thank God.
Bliss Bliss hits a tornado DDT on Michin. That was nice. Then Bliss hits Twisted Bliss on Michin. Love to see it. But Chelsea pulls her off, throwing her out ringside. Chelsea hits Unprettier on Michin, but Alexa pulls Michin out. Then Bliss hits the Sister Abigail on Chelsea to qualify,
I
which was
really,
pretty epic.
yeah, that's nice. I really thought Chelsea was winning the Money in the Bank.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
me
really
too.
thought that
Yep.
was the way it was going.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I like
I
Chelsea.
wouldn't hate it either.
Yeah.
Mm.
You don't like Chelsea,
Maybe she has a
Caleb?
last. No. I agree. I think she should win, but I'm thinking maybe they have a our last chance thing like they
Yeah.
always do.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe. So then we have a good tag team match. Fraxium and DIY, they cooked. I mean, these two teams are good.
Hmm.
Very fast paced action throughout the match. Like Nathan Frazier missed the Phoenix Splash. He springboards off the ropes, and a callback to Adam Cole Ricochet. Johnny super kicks him while in midair.
Oh, damn, that's fucking
Yeah,
nice. I love that spot.
yeah, that was good. Champa hits Fairy Tale Ending while Johnny super kicked him hard on Nathan Frazier. It was like their tag team
I
move.
love that move. That should be their actual finisher right there.
Goes for the pin, but Axiom breaks it up. Then Fraxium hits a tag team move on Johnny. Nathan does like a suplex and then finishes up with a nice brainbuster, but Axiom kicks him too
Oh yeah,
in the face.
before. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. The match ends with Champa almost revealing that Axiom is just a kid, but Nathan saves it. Some super kicks all around, but ends up with the roll up win. Axiom pinning Johnny.
Damn, it ended in a roll up.
Hey.
That's the only fault in that match.
You like that A Kid reference?
Yeah.
Um, DIY beats up Fraxium after the match, but Motor City Machine Guns make the save to take out DIY. So the
Ooh.
SmackDown tag division, way better than Raw's.
They need
Way
to
better.
start sending some tag teams for Raw because
Even if it doesn't matter. It
I.
I don't think it matters.
But there's New Day, War Raiders,
American
American Made, and
Judgment Day.
Austin Theory and Justin Judgment Day. That's like
New Catch, are they?
New Catch Republic. Is that what their name
Yeah,
is? They're on Raw.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, they're on Raw.
Okay. I mean, they have them. They just don't do them. Then they don't do nothing with them.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So we have another backstage promo. Ray Phoenix is training backstage. But Andrade appears, and you might have to do some classes with Stephanie Vakir and Miles Osborne. It says, "Good job last week." It says, "Good luck tonight." But Solo interrupts and asks where LA Knight is. And they speak Spanish. Then Solo says, "No español," and says they're a waste of his damn time.
That's actually funny. That's pretty good.
Yeah. While Ray Phoenix looks at Jacob's title, while Andrade is just standing there wishing he could go back to the golden days.
Yeah.
He's like, ah.
Dang it.
God
Bring me
damn
back Zelina Vega.
Okay. Then another backstage segment. Fraxium is walking backstage, but the Street Profits congratulates them and spoke to Nick Aldis about defending the titles against them. But they don't want to wait till Money in the Bank or Saturday night's main event. It'll be next week. So I guess they're allergic to tag team matches on pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That TLC match could have been on
We had
WrestleMania.
one at Backlash, right? The War Raiders. No, that was WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
Hmm.
Okay. R Truth does a backstage interview with Wade
Ah.
Barrett, and Wade Barrett was convincing Truth that he cost Orton the title, and that Cena isn't the same guy. But Truth says that Cena won the match on his own. Truth
Okay.
says Cena wouldn't turn his back on his fans and says that man at the press conference isn't the Cena he knows, and he wouldn't put his friend through a table like that. But Truth says he'll have to beat Cena back to his senses, and he reveals he talked to Nick Aldis in that Saturday night's main event for the title.
They're doing the
R-Truth
match.
and John Cena. R-Truth remembers what his hero told him: never give up and live by 3 words: hustle, loyalty, and respect.
Okay, I'm actually glad they're doing this because
I
I like R-Truth and I think he deserves at least that title shot in that
this is
match with
like
John Cena.
long-term storytelling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is. I've been hearing so much that people don't like this. I'm like, how? They've
it's
been telling the story for so
yeah,
long.
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun little match. John Cena's obviously gonna squash him, but
You sure?
I think Truth will have
what's
some moment
up?
tonight.
Yeah, he's gonna have a comeback. He's gonna do John Cena's comeback and almost win with Attitude of Judgment. Watch.
He's little Jimmy's gonna come back
Yeah,
and help him.
he's gonna smoke a cigarette during the match.
So we cut backstage to Priest. He's kind of promo saying he wants Drew again. Sadly,
Okay,
the
another
way
good
this
match.
the way this ends with Drew is inside a steel cage. So at least there's that. So this feud is sadly continuing. Damien will face Drew at Saturday's night main event, and it'll be in a steel cage. So
Okay.
This
Damien, I
card's
feel
gonna be
like, will
stupid.
win.
Yeah, I think Damien will win that one, and then they'll have one more.
Please not.
Yeah.
Please not. Then we have Aleister Black versus Carmelo Hayes. Before the match backstage, The Miz is once again glazing Carmelo Hayes. But Carmelo Hayes cuts the promo, but spits at Aleister's name and says "Pooh." He just does that. It was bad. And says he's him, and says that it's his grand closing for Aleister tonight. So I do think Miz is just the manager now, which I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
The match was solid. Aleister hit Meteora like Selena and hits a bridging German suplex, but Melo kicks out.
Hmm.
Miz tries to distract Aleister so Melo can roll him up, but Aleister kicks out. Aleister pushes Melo into Miz while he's on the ropes. Melo hits the code breaker, but Aleister no sells and hits a knee instead. And then Aleister goes for the black mask, but Miz hits him from behind for the DQ. After the match, Miz tries to hit the skull crushing finale on Black, but gets Black mask instead. But
Nice.
Carmelo hits him from behind and hits nothing but net to stand tall.
Oh shit. So they actually stand tall against
Yeah.
Black. No, Black's my guy. I'm sorry.
Him.
So I guess this is the best of 7. I think so.
Interesting.
No man is ever truly good.
Okay, then backstage, Alexa Bliss is interviewed by Byron Saxon. And Alexa didn't sound like, the sister Abigail Alexa. She sounded like the goddess.
I think I know why. Because she was
Why?
right next to the cuckoo bird and kind of scared her.
It's another.
There's a. Did you never see Brian Saxon's NXT like wrestling days?
I, d- I- I think I saw a little bit of it.
Well, he called himself the cuckoo bird.
Hey, Alexa and then Charlotte appears, and Alexa wants them to be friends for some reason. She wants to be a tag team with Charlotte, but Charlotte is like, no.
God.
And then Julia appears after leaving Nick Aldis's locker room and says she is
Yeah,
the newest
Mm,
member of the SmackDown roster. She must
yeah.
have done something in that locker. What?
and then he called it.
It was English lessons. It was English
Oh,
lessons.
that's right.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
yeah.
true.
yeah.
Stephanie Vaquer should take some too.
And and Charlotte says to Alexa, "I don't need you to end the segment." Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Drew McIntyre cuts a promo in the ring. He responds to Priest, agreeing that this needs to end, and says that the only reason Priest is relevant right now is because of him. I'm the only reason that they give a damn about you. He says he beat him in his own match, a street fight, and now Damien is now obsessed with him, but saying it's jealousy. And he says he's jealous that Drew is better than him. Drew says it ends inside the cage and says Priest is leaving in a stretcher.
This promo was like a little too on the nose because Damien, like, is Drew's right. Like, without Drew, like, nobody would
Yeah,
care.
nobody cares. I'm sorry, Damien Priest.
Yeah, he's just
He's
not
just
it.
all right. Yeah, can't cut a promo. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I never
Um,
liked him even in NXT. I never
he's
even.
a good wrestler. I'll give him that.
Yeah, like he has good moments,
Hmm.
but
Um, okay, so next we have the men's Money in the Bank qualifying match: Solo versus Ray Phoenix versus Jimmy Uso. Welcome back, Jimmy. I guess. Ray Phoenix almost beat Solo because of referee botch. Like the referee botch, I saw Ray Phoenix was about to win.
okay.
Phoenix jumps off the ropes but gets super kicked by Jimmy. Jimmy barely got it. JC Mateo's ringside, by the way. So is Jacob Fatu. Ray Phoenix goes for a move in the corner but gets speared by Jimmy. Almost wins, but Phoenix kicks out. Yeah, Jimmy hits the spear now too, I guess.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Solo hits the spike on Jimmy, then Phoenix knocks off JC Mateo, but the distraction leads to Ray Phoenix getting spiked by Solo, and Solo to
Solo
qualify.
pinned Phoenix.
Yeah.
Damn, they're
Your
really.
new Money in the Bank winner.
I
Solo Sikoa.
I
hope not, dude.
I
I
hope
fucking hope not.
not. But I could see it. I could actually see it.
I'm really thinking they're dropping the ball on Ray Phoenix, dude.
Well, I thought Ray was going to be in it for a ladder match at least.
Yeah.
Well, a draft is coming up, so you know where they're going with that.
Tag team.
Lucha Bros. Hey, we can have another tag team on Raw, and they can make the tag team division on Raw a little interesting.
El
Okay.
Grande and Chad Gable, there's a tag team. I already said
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, you seen them in the same place at once?
Mhm. Um, Then LA Knight comes out again and goes after JC, and then Nick Aldis comes out and says that Knight versus JC is happening right now. So Knight and Mateo duke it out. Knight tries to hit a BFT, but does this like stalling like Mateo does this stalling side suplex. It was weird, but it looks cool. Knight kicks out, and then hits a standing moonsault after the kick out. That was cool. Solo and Jacob are outside ringside, but Knight hits a springboard. That was surprising.
Hmm.
Like
Oh
to take
yeah.
both of them out. Like,
Damn.
dude, Knight, you're old. I did not expect that.
Max
Um,
Dupree.
then Knight jumps off the apron, but JC catches him and hits like his finisher. It's called the Tour of Islands.
Yeah.
It's like the reverse power slam. It's weird.
Hmm.
But yeah, he wins the match. So LA Knight gets pinned by JC Mateo.
JC Mateo.
LA Knight just hang it up
God.
there.
Hang
Hang
it
it
up. Put the
up. That's
fries in the
great.
bag.
They're not going to do anything with him.
Okay.
Okay. We cut backstage where Angel is talking to Santos and says he's been trying to call Berto. Santos wants to forgive Berto and says there is a new opportunity for Legato and wants Angel to find him. So he issues a sit down like the Sopranos. Santos says, "Don't be selfish," and now it looks like Angel is now not liking Santos. So I don't know where they're going with this.
Yeah, that's a little strange.
Oh,
I
Escobar needs
Maybe
to
I know
grow
where
up
like,
they're
some more.
going. Released.
oh yeah,
No, Santos. That's where Santos is going.
Yeah.
I think
The others
Andrade's
can,
taking
yeah.
over.
Mm.
I think that's what's happening. Okay, then we get a promo vignette of Shinsuke Nakamura, and he is still going after LA Knight for some reason. You know why? But then he calls out Aleister Black, which kind of
Ooh.
interesting there.
That'll be a decent
Um,
match.
he is watching and says that he's ready for their qualifying match next week. So it's LA Knight versus Alistair versus Nakamura.
Ooh, Alistair better
Ooh.
be in that fucking match,
I
dude.
hope so. I could see Mateo
But
costing Nia or something.
that's true. But I feel like Knight's gonna win that.
I hope it's Alistair. LA
Ah.
Knight's been in the Money in the Bank the past 2 years.
Yeah,
I hope it's Alistair.
I really hope Alistair wins.
He's not gonna win the briefcase, but
He's gonna.
Carmelo's gonna
There's
be in
one
there
thing
too.
that he might win though, and that's the best entrant theme song bracket.
No.
The Spider
Next.
Burns, Spider. Okay. Uh,
Next.
so we have our main event: Nia Jax versus Tiffany Stratton for the women's
Oh my
championship.
god.
Ducky, quack,
Yeah.
quack.
A lot of me.
For the match, Tiffany's walking backstage, but is approached by Jade Cargill and says she is next, and she's winning the Money in the Bank qualifying match, and she's gonna win Money in the Bank and then take Stratton's title. But Stratton says she'll never take the title from her if she's champion. Okay. SmackDown's women division not the greatest.
Yeah.
As for the match, Nia's on the top rope with Tiffany, but Tiffany reverses it and hits like a suplex, I guess, but it was like botched. Like Nia laying it on her head, basically looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah. She kicks out. Naomi comes out with the chair. Proceed with caution. That bullshit.
Oh,
And then
it's
Jay comes
terrible,
out
dude.
and takes out Naomi.
What is this, an
Nia,
AEW match? Like,
yeah, Nia tries to take advantage, but hits the ring post instead. Tiffany hits the world's most prettiest moonsault, but Jax kicks out, which was a big deal because I guess it was the first person to kick out of a
Yeah.
finisher.
okay.
Yep.
Nia goes for the Annihilator on Tiffany, but Tiffany gets up and tries to powerbomb her, but Nia just sits on her.
Why is that even like who in their logical mind? Lyra did it at like why?
Yeah, Bailey tried to do it. I think that's how she lost.
Like man,
She
I'm so,
almost
yeah.
wins, but the last second Tiffany grabs, gets the hand on the rope. The Nia grabs a chair that Naomi threw in, and the ref was distracted. So Tiffany drop kicks Nia, and the chair hit her for real. For real,
Yeah.
like blood
Yeah.
instantly.
For
Yeah.
real?
Yeah,
You
there
can
was
see her
blood
cut and
instantly.
everything.
Damn.
Like Goldberg herself. And then Tiffany hits the world's most prettiest moonsault again to retain the women's title to end the show.
Yeah. I actually I like that match from what
It
I saw
wasn't
from
bad.
it.
All the matches were good, actually, for the most part.
Like that.
I think Raw had like a decent opening, but after that it kind of fell flat. So I would be fine putting SmackDown over this week. I don't know.
Yep.
NXT didn't sound that interesting to me.
No, the wrestling, the storyline wise maybe, but wrestling that wasn't
I'll,
NXT wasn't
I'll
that
go
good at all.
SmackDown.
SmackDown?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
because with Fraxine and DIY, I think that was best match.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Tiffy time.
Tiffy time.
Oh, okay. Here's a question I have for you guys. Speaking of Money in the Bank, so to me, right, Money in the Bank winners shouldn't be established stars. Shouldn't
Mm,
be, in my opinion. I think that's more of like a Royal Rumble win type thing. So like just kind of like how they did with Damian Priest or supposed to be Austin Theory. Um, but guys like that, young guys that first getting their like a Braun Breaker would be great. I don't think he's.
Like Otis. Otis won.
I mean, right idea maybe, but maybe not the right superstar. I'm saying like maybe
I
not
want
the right.
Styles to have one more world champion before he retires.
Not going to happen.
I know.
They're not going to do it.
I mean,
One more, please give me
I
one
want it,
more.
but they're not going to do it.
Have him beat John Cena.
Okay. You know
What?
Cody Rhodes is damn well going to beat Cena.
Do you want
Nah.
that though? Yeah, he's going to,
No, I
but do
want
you want
Styles.
it?
I don't want
You would
Cody.
if you had to pick right now to be champion, who would it be?
CM Punk.
Okay, obviously. Okay, on
Alistair.
SmackDown
But
though,
on the
who would
mark,
beat? Okay, John Cena is not losing to Alistair. I'm sorry.
Well.
me and Nathan are big Alistair Black marks.
Yeah,
So.
he's one of my favorites, dude. In NXT, like he was fucking awesome.
I mean, AJ Styles, yeah, he's up there. Braun Breaker soon, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he's
Oh.
winning Rumble. I would not be surprised.
All right, I'm gonna ask y'all two trivia for the week. Whoever
Okay.
says the answer first wins a point. Okay. In which year did Monday
Oh,
Night
God.
Raw first air?
1993.
Correct.
No, yeah. No way I'm getting that.
Mm-hmm.
No shot.
I'm a mark.
Okay, so Bradley's in the lead right now with 2 points. Me, I have 1 point. Gabe has 1 point, and Tyler has 0 points. Um, for the Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT, Raw has 1 point, NXT has 0, and SmackDown has 1. So, um,
Mhm.
is there anything else y'all want to add before we end today's podcast?
Just that we're doing a hard bracket tomorrow.
Yeah, we are. I think it's going to get pretty intense.
Let's just
um,
hope Tyler is stays good because he almost came heart attack.
We have to go through the depressing shit before that, but
yeah, yeah. I gotta finish that here in a little bit. AEW. God, I don't want to.
and then we're busy next weekend because of the pay-per-views and all that.
Yes.
Saturday night NXT,
Yeah. So
and we're
Saturday.
going to recap the double or nothing or whatever.
Yeah, we're not buying it. Trust me.
No, we're
We're
not
gonna
putting
have to read a
ourselves through that.
recap because $60
Oh,
for pay per view is wild to me. But is that it?
Wait, one thing I want to talk to you about. So, SmackDown, are we not going to review SmackDown before like a pay-per-view thing?
We still can.
Okay. Oh yeah, because
Yeah, because we
during
record
the day.
Saturday. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, well, that was the Ring Banter podcast for Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. Comment what you think, what show you thought was better, what we missed, or whatever. I'm your host, Nathan Bain, with Gabe Jones and Bradley Bain. Said it right this
Got it
time.
right. Yep.
I was waiting for it.
Tomorrow we are doing AEW and TNA, and we're also going to do the best entrance song of all time.
I know mine.
I know mine.
Yeah.
They won't win. All right.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. See y'all tomorrow.